I'm working on the headdress right now and getting that more aligned with what I need it to be. So the tool that I'm working with is a loop tool like that. Either end. Sorry, I'm holding up dirty tools, but it's how I get down. I'm really bad. I don't clean my tools the way I should right after use. So every time I get started on a new sculpture, I end up having to peel, stuff off of it. And I'm working in crappy lighting. And y'all get whatever me I decide to present. I know the filters are like dope for when you just want to get a quick look and vibe, but I don't really mess with them like that. I am who I am. I am what I am, and that's what you're gonna get. If I'm looking rough in the mornings, you're gonna get rough Terry. Because I know I for damn sure sound rough in the mornings. Yes, I'm very, very aware that I sound like the love child of DMX and Ja Rule. My voice is mad raspy first thing in the morning when I haven't been speaking to anyone. So you get all this gravel. That's just what it is. And at some point, it'll even itself out and I'll sound decent again. But until that time, yeah, love child of Ja Rule and DMX. Voice is deep and rough first thing in the morning. So I've got to start really fleshing her out because I have to hollow out the base, which is the neck, and the head is attached to the neck. And after a while, you don't want it to get too dry because it becomes very difficult to wire slice through it. And with a structure that is vulnerable like this one, the reason I call it vulnerable is because the head is attached to the neck. Hello to everybody who's joined the room. What's up? Riverboat employee, I see you, baby. Yeah, so y'all gotta realize something, or I'd like for you to realize something. Let me present that differently. I'm aggressive. I'm from the bricks. It's how I speak. What I would love for you guys to take into account is that this is a working channel. I am a Black female sculptor who is new to this, not true to this. I started back in 2022. I've been making a lot of progress, and every time I'm at my home, if I'm not sleeping or eating, I promise you, I am sculpting. So this is a working room. You're watching me work. I'm not going to be looking up every 2 seconds at the comments because I'm going to zone out at some point and just fall in love with whatever I'm doing, and I'm going to give that my undivided attention. So please don't think that if you come in the room and I haven't looked up and acknowledged you and said hi, that I'm not appreciative. I am very appreciative. I'm also just working. So this is an opportunity to just watch an artist at work. If that now, let me turn this or bring this over a little bit so you can see a little bit more of her. I hope that's good. And I'll turn the light so the contrast is a little bit better. So this is a rebuild. I'm sorry. I was lifting it to the side. So this is a rebuild of a sort of ancestral piece that I had done. It was one of my first sculptures. It was actually the very first one. Well, not this one, the other one. Was actually the very first one. Thank you so much for tapping for me. I appreciate you, Riverboat. So it was the very first one to go into the kiln. The kiln, K-I-L-N, is the industrial oven that you basically cook your clay in to get all of the moisture out and so that it will harden. And that's always this situation right here. You're doing a lot of that. Crossing your fingers, because if there's an air bubble, if all of the moisture isn't out, if you didn't join two seams together, there's all this opportunity for your work to explode in the kiln. And now usually it ends up destroyed if that happens. Sometimes you can go in and repair, but that's not all the time. And after you've spent a week or a month or who knows how long working on a sculpture, you can imagine how devastating that is to learn that it exploded in the kiln. So with the prototype, because again, this is the rebuild, the first one did not make it. The prototype made it through the kiln just fine. It did have a substantial crack, but not a crack that would mess with the foundation. So luckily, it was solid, it was secure. I painted it up beautifully, and I was proud of myself. And when somebody purchased it at my Element of Surprise online art sale, I was even more proud of myself because, it validated my work. It was just like, okay, you think it's beautiful, you think it's lovely, but maybe you're the only person thinking that. So I got absolute proof that I am not the only person appreciating my work. So then it arrives there, and unfortunately, it arrives in pieces. So that's where it came up that I was going to redo. So what you're looking at now, these wires, is basically I cut some wires off some real heavy duty industrial roll of wire that I have, and I placed them as stakes because I was not sure if this slab of clay would hold up on its own. So I was worried that it was going to fall backwards and either just fall off and disconnect from her head completely, because this part was attached to this already existing head. So I put these stakes behind it to serve as a barrier in case it fell back. Now, as it ended up, it seems like I didn't need the stakes at all. Who knows? I didn't know. So therefore, I put them in. So I'm going to go ahead and take them out now, carefully, pluck them out, because I think this headdress is good to stand on its own. And the great thing is, since I've already cut the wire and I have it in place, if I see where it's becoming vulnerable and trying to fall, I can always just use those same stakes and put it back into place. So this headdress is going to get whittled down significantly, and I'm going to have to do that in stages. So I've got her ears done. I've got pretty much everything. Now, the part that I really have to do is some work on the back of the head. I want to tuck this underneath part, this slope in a lot more, and I'm being a punk. I'm scared to do it because I'm afraid that once I start removing clay from this vulnerable area, gravity is going to use the mass of this head where my fingers are tapping right now to start ever so slightly pulling downward, and then it can cause a crack right under here where you see my finger tapping, because that's where the head was joined. So I'm going to do what a coward will do. I'm going to avoid this right now and worry about it later. To everyone who's in the room, again, thank you so much for coming through. This is a working room. You are watching a Black female sculptor at work. And because I'm an only child, this Black female sculptor has no problems with running her mouth like somebody's there, even when no one's there. So whatever time you come in on the live, you're pretty much going to hear me rambling. And I hope that's okay with you. And I hope it's also okay with you that I'm not always looking up to see who comes in the room and acknowledge, because I am working. So if you get down with videos that are very much sort of day in the life of an artist, this is the live for you. Think Bob Ross. I could watch Bob Ross all day long, just talking about his little life lessons and what he felt when he was painting. So I get down with stuff like that. Oh, you guys make sure, please. There's a brother on here, Art of Fontaine, A-R-T, the word of, Fontaine, F as in Frank, O-N as in Nancy, T as in Toy, A-I-N-E, Art of Fontaine. He is a really amazing portrait artist. I was watching him, just got introduced to him, I guess, day before yesterday. And there is a soul to his work that just really moves me. It's something in the way he captures eyes and expressions that is not always happening for every artist that I see. A lot of artists like myself are good at mimicry, at getting something in the right place. Will it look like the person? Yes, but will you feel like it's about to open its mouth and speak to you? Not necessarily with my work, but Art of Fontaine, yeah, he's sick with it. The eyes have so much expression, and his work is so beautiful. So if you are not already, make sure that you check out his lives when he jumps on live. Go follow him right now. And just go through his page and you'll see what I'm saying for yourself. Tell me it doesn't look like those drawings are about to jump up and say something or do something. Shit's incredible to me. All right, so I'm trying to decide how hard I want to go in on the facial features. And what I mean by that is the facial features are already set, but I'm trying to decide if I want to keep them at this level of softness or if I want to make her much more angular. Now, the thing that I didn't do was bring out Heme 2. Heme 2 is my iPad, y'all. I named everything. So I did not bring out Heme 2, so I don't have my reference photos right next to me. I'm probably going to have to catch my son, who is about to leave out of the house, and have him bring that to me. All right, this is a little bit weird. I'm having a hard time getting the lighting the way I need it to be. So I'm going to have to push her back further. There, that's better. So right now, I'm going to start smoothing out one side of the face and just really going ahead and focusing on the details. I see we got the sound of melanin in here. Hi, baby. That's my boy. User, a whole lot of numbers. What's up? What's up? Crochet Queen, how you doing, baby? Thank you so much. That's another sister. Please follow her. She's just really amazingly supportive. Doesn't know me from a can of paint. That's the stupidest ass expression. I can't believe I used it just now. I've always hated that expression. But she doesn't know me except for having hopped into my live, and she's been very supportive every single time, like crazy supportive, and I appreciate it. What's up, Ray Ray? And let me see the other person below Ray Ray. I can't see because my tripod or the camera is set up high and at an angle so that you can see what I'm sculpting on. So that makes it hard for me to view, even with these big ass glasses. So you got to forgive me. You are so sweet and cool. You are so sweet and cool. I appreciate you. So yeah, there'll be little pauses like this where I take a moment because I have ADHD, and that just translates to the attention span of a fruit fly. So I have to stop for a second. So in those moments, I'll get an opportunity to say what's up to everybody. But like I said, make no doubts about it. This is a working room. Lots of the time you're going to see me here quietly working, and this is your opportunity to just get inside the head of an artist, know an artist, ask questions about the art, because we give a lot of reverence to the ones that have gone on, and that's cool, that's dope. They need to be recognized, but you have a lot of living artists right here that you can ask questions to instead of speculating about what a piece meant to them. What was their inspiration? What was their motivation? Oh, baby, I haven't gotten far at all, Crochet Queen. Yesterday, I attended a family gathering, so I didn't get up until about 11. Then I had to go get my hair trimmed up. Then I went to the family gathering, and that lasted from 2 to 7. So I was out, and I'm very introverted. The older I get, the more introverted I get. And even when it's family, the more I have to people is the more exhausted I get. So I came home with the plan to get on live. That's not what happened. I peeled out of the street clothes, and I was like, I'm going to lay down for just a second and take a nap. No, that was not a nap. That was, standard definition of sleep. Like, I was out for about 6 hours. So today is the first time that I'm getting up, and I've already told you guys I have not been talking with anyone. And when I wake up in the morning, I'm very, very aware that I sound like, the love child of Ja Rule and DMX. Don't judge me. The voice will get better as the throat gets warmer. But for right now, yeah, I know I sound like Method Man. It's cool. It is cool. So yeah, this is a working channel, and what you're going to see is me working. And I will always stop for a few minutes, look at the comments, see what I can see, or it'll be after the live that some of you, if you have a comment, question, a tip about sculpting, then I'll go check that after the live, and I'll make sure to get back to you. But yeah, Crochet Queen, so I didn't make any progress, and that's why I want to make sure that I do. I know what I sound like. It's all right. It's all right. But that's why I've got to make a lot of progress today, Crochet Queen, because this weekend really got away from me. So I'm off from work. We get off on Wednesday at 12. And then, of course, we're off for Thanksgiving. And then, of course, we're off the day after that. So I'm going to get home Wednesday at about 12:10 because I only work 8 minutes away from my job. How dope is that? I come home for lunch every day, and y'all will see evidence of that because I'm probably always going to keep jumping on live when I come home. So what I'm doing now, just so you'll know, is I'm slowly scaling the slab back. Good. Y'all don't even understand what happened. I have an LISP. Y'all got me? Y'all got me? You got the word? 4 letters? All right. I have that. I'm not usually thinking about that. And then while I'm speaking, there'll be a situation like what just happened where there were like 5 of the curvy letters in a row. And then all of a sudden I felt my chest tighten up because I could hear the LISP claiming all of that. So yeah, so now I'm nervous about speaking because I'm focused on it. But what I'm trying to do is whittle this down, the slab down, so that it's much less heavy on top. And as I've told you guys, anybody who was in the live before, this headdress was attached separately to the head. I'll turn it so you can see. So this headdress was put onto the head separately. This head, not the neck, just the head, was sculpted while I held it in my hands. Then it was attached to the neck and base. All right, it looks like somebody might have been talking to me. My first time here and adore the atmosphere. Yo, what's up? Let me see. I hope that's Gina. Gina, I know these glasses are big as hell. It doesn't matter. I'm still blind. Okay, I'm still very blind, but I think that looks like Gina. Thank you for coming in. This is a working artist room, so I don't get a chance to look at the comments as often as most people do, but I will try to stop ever so often. So this tool that I'm using right now, and give me a moment, please, is a 2-ended loop. That's what I'm calling it. I don't know what the technical name for this is. So that's what it looks like. That's 1, that's 2. Right now I'm using this side and I'm taking and I'm scraping away. So it's like you're scraping away shavings. I think I can show you on this side without compromising anything. So you take this tool and you drag it down and you're just peeling off slivers of clay. Now, as you can see, that's a really skimpy little peel. So when you have a lot of clay to work on, you know, it can get to be a very time-consuming, what may look to you as a tedious endeavor. For me, it's very meditative. Like, I'm talking right now, of course, because you guys are here and I got to talk to you. But if I wasn't on live, I would just be shaving away until I get to where I want to be. And it would be quiet and it's very peaceful and it's very meditative for me. It is just repurposable like a mug. So all of these shavings, I let them basically fall where they may onto the table. And just like right now, from time to time, I'll go through and I'll just knock them off of the turntable that I'm working on. They fall onto the paper, and as I'm working, they're going to go ahead and dry, and then I'll just use those for slip. Crochet Queen said you were still trying to figure this out. Yes, baby, I would be trying to through to the end, pretty much, because there's just a lot of aspects of sculpture that rely on some consideration to balance, to structure, how you're working the piece. And if you're freestyling, like I'm doing most of the time, and what I mean by freestyling is I don't have an armature. An armature is the skeleton that would go underneath that you put the clay on top of so that you have a guiding force. I normally just jump in with the clay and start figuring it out. So yeah, I'm always, until I'm finished with it, you're gonna hear me talking about stuff I'm trying to decide on, like, should I do this? Should I do that? I wonder if I can get away with this, that, or the other. And then the discovery is in the doing. I just get to work and then I figure it out. And if it doesn't work, then I have to figure something else out. But you just get in there and go. And, you know, again, new to this, not true to this. So I started in 2022. I've made tremendous progress. And I got to tell you, quite honestly, I'm pleased with my damn self. I'm proud of myself because I know that I'm beasting. All right. But it's no comparison to what it's going to be. Like, I can't wait to see myself 5 years from now. I cannot wait to see what I'm creating 10 years from now. I know it's going to be dope because I'm dope now. I'm just not as dope as I'm going to be. And all of this, I can say this without attaining Yeezy levels of arrogance because the humility is in there. I'm very well aware of my weaknesses. I'm very well aware of, wow, you could have built this faster if you knew this, or you could have made this more polished if you had the skill set to do that. What I'm telling you is I'm not where I want to be, but I'm very, very proud of where I am because I know that my growth has been substantial. And the reason why my growth has been substantial is because I practice every single day. I agree. She is so amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. I practice every day. So you have got to make sure that if it's something you're telling people is your passion, if you are not trying to evolve and discover every single day, I might have to question that. I might have to say, you might want to think about whether that's actually your passion or whether it's a hobby. And there's nothing wrong with either one. But if you're describing something as your passion, to me, that means you can't function without it. It brings so much fulfillment and so much peace to your life that you have to be immersed in it. You have to be doing it because it's part of what completes your day. Like, if I were to attempt to not sculpt for a week. First of all, I don't even know why I would do that. There's no reason why I would do that. I do know that when I got COVID and I was down for a week, that was horrible. That was horrible because I was like, yo, I am legit off work. I cannot go to work for 10 days and I am too weak to get up out of the bed. And I'm home. I could be sculpting. I could be creating something magnificent, or at least magnificent in my mind right now, because sometimes you go back to your work, you see it years later and you're like, crack? Was it crack? Was it crack I was on that made me think that looked good? But you don't know that then because you're just so proud of yourself, you know? So I have to sculpt. I have to. My day feels wrong, you know, unless I'm like, I don't know. I just pushed through anything. COVID was the only thing I could not push through. I was just bedridden for that week. But if it's tiredness, if it's being unmotivated, if it's laziness, oh no, I will sit down with a clump of clay and just be like, I don't feel like doing this. I don't even know what I want to build. And I'll just be a whiny little bee. You know what I mean? And then I just tell myself, just plunge your hands into the clay with your eyes closed, open them. And the first thing you see, start building towards that. And I've made some dope pieces doing that. So you have to ask yourself, is that thing that you're telling everyone is a passion, is that really just a hobby? Is it just a thing that you enjoy doing whenever you get to do it? Again, absolutely nothing wrong with that. We just have to learn to call things what they are. Further dopeness loading. I love you. We have to learn to call things what they are because certain expectations come out of giving things the wrong label. If I hear that, like for Crochet Queen, if she tells me this is my passion, as far as I'm concerned, then she's doing that every day. I want to see evidence of that passion. I don't know how long it takes her to build, but every time she finishes something, I want to be up on that. What's up, Juice? How you doing? I like the name. I love that name already. And thank you for the little heart emoji there. Yeah, the next Element of Surprise online art sale is going to be happening on Wednesday, December 11th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at a different place. We'll say it that way because otherwise I think I'll get flagged. But hopefully I'll be able to have it in this place too. Now, I'm not sure about that, but if you're at that other place that is, I don't know how to say it. Flip it, BF, turn it around. If you're there, that's where my live happens for the Element of Surprise online art sale. But hopefully I'll be able to drag it over here because I'm using an app that allows you to stream in multiple places at one time. So I'm gonna have to do like a little test, and that's going to also feature another artist, Artwork Kurt. He's dope. He is so dope. Like, his personality is everything, and then he is so incredibly diverse with his artistry, and I'm a huge admirer of how fearless he is. Let me go back and see if I've missed anything. I used to be a shipping manager for St. John the Divine's gift shop. Oh, so you know what it's like then probably to have to really go all out and then realize that people just don't care and they're still handling the packages any old kind of way. But yeah, the type of shipping that artists use who are doing stuff like, you know, me, that let's say that the galleries use and exhibit halls, because they know that standard, they're willing to pay for that standard to get their pieces to them. It's very, very costly. It's very costly. And that's not something that I presently have at my disposal. So I just have to do everything I can to make sure my packages are well packaged, to make sure that my artwork is well packaged. And then I got to cross my fingers. So what you're seeing right now, I'm using my hand to just lightly hold. That is how I feel about crochet. All right, see, now I'm saying that and I'm probably mad late. Crochet Queen said that's how she feels about crochet. And I am assuming that crochet is her passion, because that's what we were talking about earlier. And that's a beautiful thing, because, like, you know, I get so many people who are always like, you need to go out, you need to do this, you need to do that. I'm like, I don't need to do a damn thing, but exactly what you see me doing, because the amount of peace I feel, the amount of purpose, the pride I feel in legacy building is, you don't have anything presently to present to me that's gonna top that. What you want me to do? Take my 57-year-old ass out to a club? I've been there, I've done that. But y'all got a new dance? Okay, enjoy it. My knees probably couldn't handle it anyway, so there's that. So I'm well past all the clubbing years. As far as the dating, y'all gonna have to find me, because I promise you I'm not out there in the streets like that for you to just notice me. You'll have to be looking for a good woman like me. So the dating, I've done plenty of that too. I'm good because I'm selfish, okay? And I'm not traditional by any means. So if you're looking for that woman that's going to have a meal ready for you when you come home, I'm not it. And a lot of guys are not checking for that, and I'm very cool with those guys not checking for me. So you can't entice me with ding-a-ling. You can't entice me with music or the club. What else do you have out here to show me? Why am I just randomly walking the streets looking for something when the thing I've always been looking for is peace, freedom, happiness, fulfillment, a sense of self? Sculpting brings me all of that. So yeah, that's where you're gonna find me, here here at home, doing what I love. And we got to learn how to respect that my peace and my purpose is not going to look like your peace and your purpose. If your peace and your purpose can best be served at the club, then baby, go to the club, do that dance, have your fun. Drop it low for me because I can't, but also respect that my peace and my purpose is right here. And this is where I am happiest. And we've got to learn how to respect everybody's differences. So now I've switched to a different tool. I'm starting to get a little, Yana said, dingling. I'm trying to be good. You know, I would use a totally different word that's quicker because it's only 4 letters, but I'm new to this, not true to this. I don't know how TikTok gets down. I don't know how quickly you can get yourself lifted up off of here. So I'm just really trying not to take any chances, people. And for the people who know me outside of this forum and who get to talk with me regularly, they know what my mouth is like. So they are probably knowing that I'm developing an ulcer right now, trying not to use the words that I would normally use because I don't know what's going to happen and I need to be good. And I like being here with y'all. So there's that. So I'm using this tool to whittle away. I'm also working in an awkward angle. Like I really need to take her off of the turntable. I'm nervous about why you're cutting her off. Let me see. What state are you in? I'm in Florida. I am in Florida. Love your earrings. Thank you so much. They some cheapies. I got them from Ashley Stewart. Was I even supposed to say that? I'm sorry. I got them because I have to wear clip-on earrings. This year, unfortunately, the lobe ripped, so I can't wear pierced earrings anymore. And I love large earrings, and they don't make them. They don't make them as clip-ons. Not the big bodacious ones I like. But usually I could find them at that store that I mentioned that I should not have mentioned. But that's where I find them. So and what state are you in, Gina? I'm sorry if I'm messing up your name. Honestly, that light gray font that they got popping here on TT, it's not working for me. I can't see that. So I'm only hoping that I'm seeing Gina and I'm not butchering your name. And please forgive me if I am, because I really hate when people butcher my name. Thank you so much for the follow. I cannot see who that is. It's incredible to be wearing like the world's biggest pair of glasses, because these are some big ass glasses and I still can't see. It's tragic. Illinois. Okay, that's what's up. And somebody sent me a gift. Thank you. I can't see who the somebody is to even shout them out. Thank you. I don't know what any of this. I really don't, but gifts are my love language just in regular everyday life. So yeah, that makes me really happy, but I don't know what it means on this platform. Let me see. It's Ray, the barber from Twitter. Oh, hey, what's up, baby? Yes. I've got it now. Now I'm very excited. I got 2 of my people in here. I'm squatting up, y'all. I'm squatting up slowly but surely. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Yes, I was just talking with your wife and she told me that you had your first live journey and you enjoyed it. So I'm glad. So I cannot wait to, once I get off of here, I'm going to follow you back. Of course, anytime either one of you lovely people have a live, trust. I'm in there. So Ray, I hope everything is going well. I know it is because you got that magnificent woman by your side. She's so dope. I trust vibes I get from people. So it's not everybody that I like. I'm not really friendly like that. People assume I am. They think I am because I know a lot of people, but I'm not. The whole time I was on that other place, there were maybe 3 or 4 people that I felt like they cool. You know, I would like them. There were maybe 2 people that I very strongly felt I could be friends with that person in real life. And your wife was one of them. I just watched her for a time and she was consistent with how she gets down, you know, what her personal standard is, you know, what she messes with and what she doesn't. And I never saw her slip up, or I never watched that trajectory change. I'm forever trying to use multisyllabic words that I cannot pronounce. I never saw her switch up based on whatever was going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's her and she's dynamic, comes through over the screen. So I'm just like, if she is this dynamic and I don't know her for real, but just watching what she says, what she responds to, what frustrates her, what she applauds, imagine what she's like in real life. She's just got to be one of the most gangster people to know. So I'm glad that y'all have each other and that y'all found each other, because as you know, all she's ever done is sing your praises and all you've ever done is sing hers. So that's dope. Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, she is that, all right? Truth. So yeah, once again, I have to repeat myself a lot. For anybody who's coming in who I did not say hello to because I was not looking up, please don't think it's because I'm self-centered. You have entered a working room. I am an artist working on my sculptures. I am a sculptress working on my creations. So this is just basically a day in the life room. For those of you who like to see an artist working and you figure this is a great time to ask questions or give tips, this is the room for you. Yeah, I'll bug out and have some fun with you, but when I lock into that zone and there's an area that I have to focus on, that has to get my undivided attention. So that's when I become, I withdraw into my shell to give the piece the attention that it needs to be given. But that does not mean that I don't appreciate your presence. I promise you I do greatly, because you don't have to sit in here with me. You decided to come through, and you decided that something I'm saying or doing was interesting enough for you to stop, and I appreciate the hell out of that. I promise you I do. All right, so let me see. I'm gonna turn this light. Let me see. When are you gonna teach sculpting classes? Yo, I don't think I'm qualified to teach sculpting classes. I don't know if you just came into the room, but earlier I was talking about how I don't have common sense and I do things backwards and I'm just trying to figure it out. I just started sculpting in 2022, my love. So I definitely would not put myself in that category to be able to teach. What I am putting myself in the category of is being willing to share my vulnerability, being willing to let you see my level of inexperience. And I jump on here. And if you want to jump on here with me, anything you want to ask me, I'm happy to answer. Anything you want to give me advice on, I'm happy to receive. So this will be about as close to teaching as I will get for a long, long while. Now, if you happen to learn something from the way I do things, that's beautiful. And one hell of a surprise for me. But I'm not going to tell you that I know what I'm doing. I don't. As a matter of fact, this sculpture is evidence of that, because the sculpture that I'm replacing and rebuilding this, I think was much, much, much smaller. So my flaw was I was keeping a journal where I would make sure to write down as many details as I. So that would start with the start date, then it would be the dry date. And then once it dried, I would have a bisque date, or a bisque fire. That's the first time it goes into the kiln, KIL, the industrial oven. And then I would have a glaze fire date. That's the last time it goes into the industrial oven. And then my plan was, once I get through all of that, if everything survived, if they made it out, then I was going to go ahead and write down every bit of information I could. So like for this, it would have been the headdress. How far across does it reach? How high does it sit? What was the measurement of the face? What was the measurement of the neck? What was the measurement of the base? What was the overall height of the piece? All of that. So that was the plan. Let me see. You are amazing and you are qualified, but I get it. You trying to get me to send you money? Ain't got no money. I can't pay for compliments like that. I cannot. You got to give those types of compliments to someone who can afford them, but I thank you. So yeah, I didn't write down any of that. So of course, once the piece broke and she made the decision for me to go ahead and rebuild it, I was just like, okay, I just got to go in guessing. So of course, once I started, I realized like, yo, I think this is way bigger than the piece that broke. Now, mind you, as the client, that's great for her because she'll get a more substantial piece that's going to look like the one she lost and she'll be happy. Now, if we're talking from a business standpoint, right, that would have been stupid on me, because now you've given someone a piece that was worth more just based on materials. I'm not talking about construction, just based on materials. They got something that was worth more than what you're actually replacing. So again, lesson learned. So you just got to ride through and figure it out. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know when I'll be at a level where I feel like I could teach someone something. But like I said, whatever you gather from here, gather it. Whatever you want to share with me, definitely share it, because I am just, plugging along, hoping that I do the right thing. Like I have to hollow out this neck, right? So the head is hollowed out. There is crumpled paper all inside of her skull. That part is no problem. It's joined right about here. So I took this head, the neck was separate, and I placed the head on and I sort of smushed and screwed it down. And then I took and got rid of all of the seams. I brushed the clay, I molded the clay. Now I'm at the point where this needs to be hollowed out, simply because I don't want it to be that heavy. I'm old, like I'm not trying to lift these heavy pieces like that. And, it doesn't do anything for the value of the piece. I mean, yeah, it's a lot more clay, but it's not clay that has any aesthetic. It's just inside. So I'm going to hollow it out. So now I'm going to have to cut the head off, then do a slice right down the middle, hollow these pieces out, and then rejoin everything. So there is a lot that goes into making sculptures, and I understand now why, because I've always loved seeing sculptors work, especially sculptors who celebrate Black people and Black culture. And now I understand why sometimes when I would look at those prices and just be like, oh my God, how will I ever afford one of these? I understand why that is now, because a lot goes into it. And that's why I practice every day, because if I cannot make sure not to compromise quality at all, but learn how to go even quicker, that would enable me to be considerate with my pricing. Now I'm considerate now because I told you guys I have an online art sale, the Element of Surprise online art sale. The next one is going to be Wednesday, December 11th, 7:30 p.m. EST. Hopefully I'll be able to stream it here, but it'll be on the other place, BF. Flip those two letters. And I give what I call appreciation pricing there. And the pieces that you see me work on here, they are incredibly discounted, because that's just my way of saying, like, thank you for encouraging me through this journey, for being so supportive, for watching. And I'm going to make sure that I price it in a way that a lot of people can actually scoop it up. but that's just for that day. If you don't attend the Element of Surprise online art sale and take advantage of that appreciation pricing, that piece, if not acquired then, will be going up onto my website. Now, that's one of the things that I have to work on. My website is the same as my name. It's artbyterri.com. Now, Wednesday, we get off at 12. Yay. Then I'm off Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday, of course. Well, with me, of course. So what I'm looking forward to doing is on Wednesday, I'm going to come home and I'm going to put all of the sculptures in their category up on my site. I've been saying I was going to do that like for weeks now, and I haven't been able to get to it because, hello, sculpting, I'm busy working, but that's part of the work that I have to do. It says, drag the puzzle piece into place. Don't know what that means. Drag the puzzle piece into place. Okay, I did that. I don't know what happened that caused that. If anybody wants to tell me why TT would send me a random message that says drag the puzzle piece into place, I'd love to know, because it didn't say anything but that. So anyway, on Wednesday, I want to have all of my pieces up on the site so that Wednesday evening and all day Thursday, all day Friday, of course, all day Saturday and Sunday, all I want to be doing is sculpting. Now, there are 2 pieces that I do have to remake. And that's not because they arrived damaged in shipping. That's because they didn't arrive at all. 2 different shipping entities lost my packages. Yeah, so that was devastating. But again, at least I'm at the skill level that I'm able to recreate those pieces. I mean, just imagine, what if everything had been like happy accidents? You know what I'm saying? Like where it was like, yeah, that came out so dope, but I really don't know how I did that. Everything that came out that I have to replace, I know exactly what I did. So that's cool. My baby Crochet Queen says they do that to make sure you are still on live. That is crazy work. That's crazy work. I'm right here. Did my voice drop too low? I told you I know I sound like Barry White first thing in the mornings. Maybe that's it. It couldn't register it. Thank you so much. That looks like it says chaotic from here. You said beautiful work. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. I'm getting a little bit anxious about what I have to do on this quote unquote beautiful work because I know that Halloween is coming and I know what to do, but I'm always nervous about doing that part. So I don't know. It is what it is. Sometimes you got to be scary, but the key is to get through it scared. So I'm going to do that. Now, it doesn't look like I got a lot accomplished, but believe it or not, I have. It's just that every little thing is like chaotic. I said earlier, and this is when I first got on, I have been talking for a while now, and even if I need to drink some water, my voice is starting to even out. But baby, when I first started onto that live, I told everybody, I'm aware I sound like the love child of DMX and Ja Rule. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. So yeah, so it's gotten better. So I possibly don't sound like Barry White just now, but I did. So yes, I'm just whittling this away and I'm trying to hold everything in place and do it evenly because you can start getting too fast and getting real happy about, oh, I got to make some progress. And then you make a goofy move that is going to be hard to correct. So I'm starting to get that thickness down to where I want it to be. Wow, mind blowing. Oh, thank you so much. You are so talented. I guess you've been doing this all your life. I promise you I haven't. I started sculpting in 2022. That's when I did my first piece. So I was telling everybody earlier, Miss, that I'm very proud of my progress. I definitely see my evolution, but it's not where I'm going to be. I'm just as excited about seeing what this constant daily practice is going to eventually bring me to, because I'm proud of myself at this point, but I know like there's more to come. There's going to be more that I experiment with. So, on the last one, you guys, it had a cowrie shell. I've got to make out the detail of this headband because it's a headdress, but there was like a cowrie shell that was propped right there. And I didn't do this on the last one, but I feel very compelled to do it on this one. I want to give her 2 cowrie shell earrings. So I'm going to do that. You know what? You guys aren't able to see the progress when I'm just scraping away because it's just slim shavings. And until I do something dramatic, it's not going to show on your end like that. So why don't we go ahead and do the cowrie shell? At least you'll see something change on this doggone sculpture. That'll probably make you happy. Like, okay, I didn't waste a whole hour just to see her do nothing. A lot's going on. You just can't tell. So I'm going to roll out a cowrie shell. So all I took was I peeled off a little piece of clay that I'm rolling into a ball. And then I'm going to roll on the ends to make it more of a, an egg shape or a cowrie shell shape. I don't know if I want it that big. I have zero sense of proportion. So I'm always doing things like way too big and then having to go back and cut stuff off. It's fine. Like Tiffany from Insecure, it's fine. It's fine. All right, so all I'm doing now is making the shape of the cowrie shell. And this is just pure hand building. So that's what it's looking like right now. And then I will take a tool, open that up. Let me see what tool I want to use. I think this knife will be fine. And y'all have to forgive my junky surroundings. This is my home studio, and it be a whatever situation. I sit down, and the last thing I'm thinking about is tidying up every 2 seconds, because clay is a dusty endeavor. It just is. All right. So you see there, I just opened it up. And what I'm going to do now is just, you know how the cowrie shell has like the little teeth or whatever. I'm sorry, guys, I need more light. So I'm just going to indent those in with a tool. And they're very simple to make. Hold on, guys. I'll show you in just a second. Like I said, I just want you to be able to see something done and completed, because what I'm working on right now, it doesn't look like anything is happening on your end, but a lot's happening on my end. So there's that. And that's how you make a cowrie shell. And it's just enough to be implied. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Well, for me, I'll put it this way. For me, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm very happy with as long as that shape and those teeth marks make it so that you know exactly what you're looking at. I don't have to explain to you, oh, well, that's a cowrie shell. That's enough for me. So then what I do is I'm going to take this cowrie shell. I'm going to use this tool, which is a serrating tool. You see it, you see it, you see it, you see it. See my pinky, see my thumb? Y'all know nothing about that, youngins. But anyway, that's the serrating tool. And as you can see, it's like what? 6 different tines. And I'm just going to decide where I want that cowrie shell to live. And I'm going to drag this firmly across, up, down, sideways. You just want to cross hatch so that that creates texture. So I'm going to do that, and I'll show you in a second. Let me decide where I want this cowrie shell to sit. And it's always about being cognizant of the structure, how your piece sits, and when you need to hold and brace so that nothing gets damaged. So, all right, let me move her back. She is heavy. So you see that? All that texture was created. Now what happens is I take this jar. This jar has what we call slip in it. I need to make more. It's down to the bottom. Slip is simply all these dry clay crumbles. You drop them into a jar. Well, I rolling pin them out so that they're like a pumice then, you know, really, really fine powder. And then you add water to it. And you stir it around. And you keep on stirring it until it's like a batter. And that is what they call slip. And that is used to join pieces. It acts like a glue and a bonding agent. Somebody laughing. I don't know why. I'm sorry. I haven't been able to look at I was about to say, I haven't been able to look at the condiments. Mustard! Yeah, that's me. That's how my mind works. Kendrick Lamar is a freaking psycho, and I love it. I love it. All right, so now I have scratched through that and made texture. So turn this around. So I'm going to apply it to the area with the slip. And what I'm going to do is just sort of rock it back and forth, because all I want to happen is for this cowrie shell to be securely in place, and for all of that slip that I put there to be working down into those grooves and creating a very solid connection. Now, of course, because I smashed that, I've altered the shape a little bit. Right now I'm looking for the tool that I just put down. What's incredible is the way I will put stuff down and lose it right in front of me. It's right in front of me and I lose it. So I'm just taking and I'm pushing that slip up against the cowrie shell. I don't want to wipe away the slip. I just want to make sure everything's in place and that it's going to maintain its hold. So now that's what it looks like. You see the cowrie shell? All right. Oh my God, this is something I want to learn to do. What's up, Anastasia? Do it. Do it. Get yourself some air dry clay. A lot of people tell me that they start working with something called Sculpey. I never used it, but I have used air dry clay. Your creation is stunning. How exciting. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hi to everybody coming in. I didn't repeat myself for a little while, but this is a day in the life of type of live. So you're watching an artist, me, Terry, the sculptress, working on a piece. And a lot of times I'm not going to be looking up to see your comments, but I really am thankful that you're in here. I'm appreciative of you being in here. And I promise you, after the live is over, I'm going to go back through the comments so that if anybody asks me a question and I missed it, I can come back through. So what I was doing right now was applying a cowrie shell to the headband. Now, it doesn't look like there's a headband because I haven't done the work necessary to make it look that way. But you see this is a head dress, and I'm going to make some defining, areas here. But the cowrie shell is attached to that. So I was just talking about what slip is. So this is the excess slip right here. Thank you so much. Somebody just sent me something. Why did I hold my hands up like I'm in Coming to America? I love you. I love you. Thank you. I don't know what any of that means. It's so insane because I am so new to this, y'all, that all I can do, Nelly, thank you so much. I don't know what just happened, but I know something happened and it was dope and it was beautiful and you did it and I thank you and I appreciate you. Somebody tell me what all of that means, please. So I'm going to get back to it. So this is the excess slip that you see right here. Now, almost choked. But now you guys know that I took the serrating tool and I cross-hatched and I scratched all this texture in. So now you're probably like, okay, well, now you've got all these marks. No, that's where I'm going to take this tool right here. Has like a slight concave to it. You see what I'm saying? Like a ladle. And I'm just going to take and press that slip into those areas and smooth it out again. And by the time I'm done, not right now, you won't be able to tell that that happened. Right now, this sculpture, this piece is still very much in its rough stages. There's still a lot of work that I'm doing, but you will see it all come together before it's all said and done. All right, so there. I've taken and I've worked out most of those, and I'm probably going to shape that cowrie shell a little bit better. I think it could have narrow out a little more towards the end, towards the bottom and top parts. Oh, what's up? We got a lot of people here. All right, I need to take a break to just say hi to you guys. So this turntable is mad heavy. I'm going to push it over. Yeah, I gotta holler her out. She's too damn heavy. So let me go back and see what's up, see what's up, see what's up. Nelly, again, thank you so much. Let me see. It looked like it says, okay, In Time Inc. said, interesting, thank you. You need for the people to send you the daily heart that I sent earlier. Okay, I believe you. Thank you so much for letting them know that. And I suppose that if they want to do that, they will. I don't know what I'm doing on here, y'all. Not I don't know what I'm doing on TT. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing with regards to all of the marketing and all the stuff that y'all rock with. You said gifting is money. Crochet Queen, thank you so much. You need for the people to send you the daily heart that I sent earlier. Sorry, Terry, thank you for sharing your work. I don't know why you said sorry. Which is butter? Which is butter? Which is butter? I don't know what to make of that. You can tell me about your name if you want to. Which is butter? Which is butter? Okay. I feel like someone, I'm gonna see somebody named like Warlock Margarine. I'm not sure how that works out. All right. So someone said this is gorgeous work. Someone else just followed me. I can't tell who that was, or maybe that was Annie. Thank you so much, Annie. I appreciate it. So yeah, guys, I'm real new to this, not true to this, and it's just part of my legacy building. I am a sculptor. I sculpt every single day. I'm going to be jumping on live every single day, and it's very much a day in the life live. So if you don't really enjoy watching artists at work, you're probably not going to find me very interesting at all. But if you do, you know, you'll hang out with me like you have today, and I appreciate you so much. And a lot of the times I'm not going to be looking at the comments because I am going to be actively working, and I'll take little breaks like this to try to make sure I engage with you guys. But most of the engaging is going to be happening after my live, and I hope you will understand that, and I hope you will forgive me, and I hope you know that I'm really appreciative for your presence here. And either way it goes, you know, my work has to get done. I have to sculpt. It is an absolute necessity. I don't know and don't want to know what it feels like to go a day, a week, or a month without sculpting, because it definitely is my passion. Somebody earlier asked me about if I would be teaching, and I was like, absolutely not. Excuse me, guys, I got to drink some water, and I'm told that you can do that on here and get banned, so I'm just going to take it to the side. That was my I'm back sound effect. So right now, I am just rolling out another cowrie shell, because if you guys heard me earlier, I wanted to give her cowrie shell earrings. Now that's not something that was on the other sculpture, and I'm not asking the client if it's okay, because I really want to do this, and I really hope it's okay with her. It's not going to detract from the sculpture, you know what I'm saying? So I think she'll be fine with it, but I am taking the chance. And that's one of the things I did tell everybody who opted for me to rebuild, is that I'm not going to sit up here and guarantee you that it's going to be exact, because these sculptures were created on a whim. You know, whatever I was rocking with that day, that's what I made. And you know, your vibe is different day by day. So I'm not working from a mold. I'm not working from a template. So there's no way on earth I'm going to tell you, oh yes, I can rebuild that and it'll look exactly like. No, it's not going to look exactly like. But what I am going to do is make sure I capture the vibe. Now with this piece, God dang it, drop my cowrie shell, y'all. I'm gonna bring it over here and move this back some so y'all can see. Now, what was really important for me for this piece was that it have the same neck tilt. Why is that important? Because that was the vibe of the piece, like that amazing headdress that she had on. You can't see this now because it's still in its early stages, but it was painted black and bronze and cream. I can't describe it. I wish I had brought my iPad out here to show you. Let me ask my son to get that for me. Ty, can you bring me him too, please? Bring me him too? Yeah. That's my iPad's name, him too. I named all of my art equipment. Well, not random art equipment, like I'm not gonna name this tool, he's not substantial enough, but like my iPad, my art desk. So what I wanna do now is show you the piece that I'm rebuilding and show you why it was important to make sure that that chin was tilted upwards. And that's because that, thank you, baby. And that's because that head up, for me, it implied confidence, it implied resilience, it implied bravery, just because it was up. It was looking at you head on, you know. And I certainly didn't want to bring it from this to even this. Now, that's straightforward and direct. That could look just as prideful. That could look just as confident. That could look like I'm ready to take on whatever. But still, there's a little something more about that chin up. Now, goodness forbid, I brought it down even further. The eyes are lowered on this piece. Now it can look like possibly defeat or giving up or anything like that. So I made sure to go back to the reference photos because I wanted to make sure that that chin tilt was on point. So I'm looking for the reference photo, guys. Bear with me. I'm trying to find one of the finished ones, but I think that's going to take too much time. So we're going to do this. Hold on. Hold on. Can y'all see that? I hope you can see that. I hope you can see it all right. But anyway, that's one of the reference photos. All right, so hopefully that was good enough for you to see. I am still going to try to find one of the photos of the finished version because I do want you to see the color. But anyway, you can see that the head is tilted upwards. It's resilient, it's defiant, it's confrontational, it's proud, and that I did not want to alter. Me adding cowrie earrings, that's not going to alter that. Oh my God, it says 35 new messages. How much of you guys? I apologize. But I'm really glad that you come in here with me. I'm really glad that you understand that this is a working room, a day in the life of an artist. You are watching me build this sculpture, and that's not about, for me right now, it's not about the follows, it's not about the taps, it's not even about the gifts. I appreciate all of that comes through. I just don't have time to check on it because I'm working. I want you to understand what my work is, appreciate my work, ask me questions. If you have tips that you're like, oh, Terry, my goodness, you're doing that all wrong. You're making your life so difficult. Tell me about it because I promise you, I don't know. I'm just out here doing the best that I can with a little bit of knowledge that I have. And that's not a whole lot after, well, we're going into 3 years now. I've made some considerable progress and I'm very proud of myself, but I still have a very, very long way to go. So I'm working, loving up on y'all in my heart and in my soul, but not by action until the live is over. So I really don't want you thinking that I'm just in here and I don't give a damn about you or what you're saying. It's just that I'm working and the work is very important to me. And I've got a lot that I have to do, so I have to spend my time wisely. Now, maybe the best thing would be not to go on live and, just put up the videos of me working. But I want to go on live. I enjoy it. I love a loving human. Oh, that's what's up. I love loving humans too. Hello. This is Sanjay. Yo, what's up? I was talking about you earlier. If you don't believe me, I was telling everybody that they have to go follow your page because, oh my God, the soul that you manage to capture, the essence that you capture of people when you're doing portraits is throwing me, man, in the best way. Why did I sound like Sammy Davis Jr. just then? Did you hear it? Y'all heard it? I don't know who heard that. Okay, whatever. But I was telling them they really need to follow you because it's amazing to see how much spirit and soul you capture, like the eyes, just everything. So hopefully the people actually listened to me and did that. And now they're being introduced to an amazing artist who actually does commission work and can immortalize you or people that you love. And he seems to have a really, really dope energy. I'm just getting to know the brother, but I'm very, very impressed by him. Definitely impressed by his work. That, like, he don't even have to do nothing for you to be impressed with his work, but keep doing exactly what he does. Your work is so beautiful. Yes, isn't it? Isn't it? I'm telling you, what really gets me is the fact that he really captures a soul in the eyes. Like, I feel like those portraits of his, they're going to speak, like they're just literally going to speak to you. And that is an amazing thing to be able to do because we all ain't capable. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm capable by accident. Like I do it and it happens and I'm like, oh snap, that looks great, or that looks real, or that looks soulful. This man is doing this effortlessly, continuously. Well, I do not want to say effortlessly. That I don't want to in any way diminish the hard work that goes into reaching that level of excellence. So he makes it look effortless. We'll say that. We'll say that, right? Let me see. Trying to go back and look at my blind self. I wish I could do what you do. I love your work too. And I think that is y'all connecting with each other, and I'm loving that. If you're talking about you wish you could do what Art Fontaine does, he'll tell you quit, practice, 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 practice every day. And I also follow that, with my sculpture. Every day I am learning and growing. The discovery is in the doing. So you guys remember when I told you I was gonna put on that cowrie shell earring? Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Yeah, so I don't feel that it detracts, okay? So I'm going to make another cowrie shell earring, and that is definitely going to be the difference in the reproduction that she's going to receive. That's probably, I wonder if she's going to notice it on her own, because I'm going to tell you something. I am the most unobservant person I know. So that would happen. Somebody would like do an embellishment like that, and it would probably take me about a year before I notice, if I notice at all. So it's going to be interesting to see if she notices that I put cowrie shell earrings on the queen. Oh, wait. I just dropped the clay. So I'm rolling out another one just to make the matching set. And right now I've got to focus on this. So you guys, please talk amongst yourselves, get to know each other. If there's somebody that you're vibing with and you feel like you want to follow them, do that, because I told you this is a day in the life of an artist. You are watching me work, and sometimes I'm going to get swept up in the work, and I'm going to forget to look up. I'm going to forget to say hi to you. I'm going to forget to check those comments, because that's not the far-reaching goal of my live. Is not to just sit here solely to engage. I want to engage with all of you, but everything has its time. My lives are working rooms. I am working on pieces, and you get to see those pieces manifest and come to life. And then after the live is over, I promise you, I'm going to go back into the TT studio, and I'm going to look up all the comments, and I'm going to respond to them, and I'm going to follow everyone, of course, who followed me. Thank you so much. If I feel that you're someone I can vibe with, now I'm going to tell you something. I don't want to front, because that's not my steez. It's just not how I get down. If I look at your page, and if I look at your comments, and there's anything that leads me to just know that, like, I don't think we're right for each other, I follow that. I do not just do follow for follow. I want organic, genuine connections. I want people whose pages I'm always going to be happy to go visit. I want people who I'm always going to be happy to support. I'm not just looking for numbers. I am looking for genuine social relationships in the virtual world. And everybody ain't for everybody. And you got to know that. Because what sense does it make for me to already know if I look at your page or something and I'm just like, we don't align? But then I do it just to give you a number because you gave me a number. I promise you, we're going to fall off from each other anyway. So we might as well make the decision that's best for ourselves early on. So I expect to be following a lot of you in my lives so far, and in all the other lives that I've had the pleasure to be able to support. I've met some really dope people who have literally already started being there for me, like my baby Crochet Queen. I don't know if she's still in here, but Crochet Queen will come in as soon as she sees that I have a live, and she'll start offering up helpful recommendations. She's tapping the screen, she's engaging with me, and she just seems to be a really beautiful spirit, and I appreciate that so much. Hang on, guys, I got to put on the other earring, and I just put all the slip on. I didn't really explain that process because I feel like you guys are quick learners. So you saw what happened before, which was me serrating the area that I was going to be altering or affecting. So I did that with this tool. Let me clean it off for you, right? So I go in and I scratch and I cross hatch. I know Art Fontaine is a fan of that technique because he uses it a lot in his drawing, and that's going to create texture in the clay. And then what I do is I take slip, which is this. See that? See my pinky? See my thumb? So that's slip. And that is used as a bonding agent, a sealing agent, a glue, a softening agent. And that allows me to put slip onto the area that I texturized, right? Now I pressed that cowrie shell earring into that area and I rocked it back and forth a little bit. That just helps the slip drop down into the grooves. That helps the clay do this instead of just doing that, because clay starts to shrink as it's drying. I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm talking too low. Please forgive me if I was. I have a tendency to get like that. But if the clay is drying, and this is the seam, once the clay starts drying, it shrinks. So that can happen. Now your seam is opened up and you have a crack. So what you prefer to do is create texture on this, create texture on that, put a ton of slip on here. That's the gooey stuff that I just showed you. And now instead of us getting this, we're getting this. And then when that dries, you're going to be on point, and you're not going to have to worry about, hopefully in that area, your piece opening up. So now I have put the second cowrie shell earring on. And that is it. So now at least you got a chance to see something happening. Because like I said, right now, I'm really just shaving. I'm shaping. So I'm using the tool, various tools. This one, I'm using this one. I'll be using this one. I'll be using a multitude of tools. But it's happening so gradually that I don't think that's going to be really interesting for you. I'm seeing what's happening, but you won't see it for a little while. So I wanted to give you the cowrie shell earrings so you could see some sort of progress being made. Hopefully Crochet Queen is smiling right now, because I think earlier she was like, did you do anything? How much progress did you make? And I'm like, I'm making progress. You just can't really see it. So now she's got her cowrie shell earrings. And it looks like it says Suki. If I messed that up, I'm sorry, but I'm working with a whole lot of components here. I got to have the camera far enough away so that you can see the sculpture I'm working on. I got to have it high up enough so that you can see the sculpture that I'm working on. And I got to have it at an angle. And on top of everything, all the names are in this light gray. And it's very difficult. Is someone giving me roses right now? Is that Rich Way? Is that what that says? Thank you, Mustard! I just randomly say that. I'm sorry, I randomly say that. Thank you so much, y'all. Art Fontaine. I'm getting stuff. And like, gifts is my love language in real life, but I have no idea what anything means here. So if anybody wants to break that down for me, because I will be reading it later. I'm sorry, y'all, my mouth is getting so dry. I'm getting too excited. I done hollered out mustard at my big age, and now I gotta go over here to sip. I'm gonna be right back. Hold on. All right, y'all. Yeah, so I'm getting stuff, and I don't know what any of the stuff means. And now it's saying 9. So that means I haven't slept for a while. And I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about that, guys. But so I hope y'all are feeling the cowrie shell earrings. I showed you the picture of the first one and it didn't have those on there. Let me see. Invite, no, no. Yeah, so now I've got like 8 people in here, and I don't even know how long I've been on, but I see that stuff has been happening. I really appreciate you guys, and if any of you guys were talking in here and I missed it, I hope that you made some really dope connections and you're getting to know some amazing people, because that's what's happening for me. And yeah, my lives are always going to be very much a day in the life, and you'll just be watching me work on my sculptures if you decide to join me. And from time to time, I will definitely try to look up and vibe with you guys, but that is not the most important purpose of my lives. My lives are just, I'm working, because I was going to be doing this if I didn't go on live, but I've decided to just share the process. And sometimes that process, depending on what my mood is that day, the process might go down really quietly and I might not be saying much of anything. You're learning how this place works. Yeah, me too, Riverboat. I promise you. I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. I just see that things are happening. Like, I see the stars. I know that y'all are tapping for me and tapping like. That much I do know. I know that the stuff that I'm seeing jump up like roses and hearts and things like that, that they all have a meaning. I just don't know what the meaning is. I know that y'all are showing love and appreciation. And quite frankly, person that I am, that's more than enough for me. So anything else that comes out of it, that's dope. But I'm taking that. So yeah, so most of the time when you see me on this live, I am just letting you into my home on any given day, because every day I'm working. Every day I am sculpting. So that's going to be happening no matter what. So that vibe is, I can't allow it to be altered by a platform. And I hope that doesn't sound messed up to you, but the reason why that is because if I allow the pursuit of whatever can happen good for me on this platform, if I allow that to become the main focus, then I'm spending much more time watching the comments, because I'm trying to show my appreciation as well as probably entice you to do certain things. And then too much focus is here and not on my growth as an artist and my work. So yeah, a lot of the times it's just going to be me quietly sculpting. I can't even tell that live because I run my mouth a lot. And because I know I'm on live, I know that somebody's watching, and somebody may be watching because they're interested in getting sculpting tips, because they're a sculptor. So I am going to be talking. But as far as engaging, that's not true to my real life, because I would not be engaging at home. I would just be working. So that part I have to keep, true. So what you're watching me do right now is I am taking this tool and I am just shaping the neck. Now, what that's also doing is compacting the clay. That's just making sure that the clay is very solidly joined and pressed into itself, because what you don't want in sculpture is air pockets. And those can be up under the surface and you not have a clue. And air pockets can contribute to your piece exploding in a kiln. One of the factors. There are several, unfortunately. So I'm taking my time and I'm just trying to make sure that I've got the shape of this the way I need it before I start hollowing. I'm going to leave myself a slight margin for error. Do you sell your art? Yes, I definitely do. Thank you so much for asking. You can go to my website, which is my name, same as my name on here, artbyterry.com. Now, I don't have the pieces, the sculptures and clay works that are available to be acquired up there yet, but I will have them up there. Let me give myself a deadline, and y'all can hold me accountable. That's how I work best, because I'm a knucklehead. I'm going to give myself the deadline of Wednesday evening, and that's because I leave work at 12 o'clock. So I jet right home. I only live 8 minutes away, and then I'll be able to start. There's no reason why I should be able to have that finished before the night is out. So you'll be able to see the other clay works and sculptures that I've created. And of course, you can always be here with me, just watching me create live. I'm getting a lot of stuff ready, not for the next Element of Surprise online art sale. I have an online art sale that goes on every other month. The next one is coming up, Element of Surprise online art sale at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, December 11th. And it's going to be featuring artist Artwork Kirk, along with my works as well. Now that's streamed someplace else, but I'm going to also try to stream it here. So do this for me. Do that. Cross your fingers so I can make that happen successfully. And then I'll be here with you guys and also there with those guys at the same time. And that would be really, really dope. That's what I'm looking forward to. And the pieces that I'm going to be working on for the next couple of weeks and probably a month for the February Element of Surprise online art sale. And that's the one that's going to set off 2025. So that's going to be Wednesday, February 26th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the other place. But hopefully here on this place. But I'll keep you posted. I'm waiting for the flyer to be sent over to me so I can post that up and I'll have that ready. Again, hello to everybody who is in the room.